Beneath the shimmer of the world's sunlit waters lies a quiet realm where darkness flows like velvet and silence wraps around you like a soft blanket. Here your mind drifts slowly into a mystery vast as the sky, the ocean's deepest heart. Welcome to a journey where quiet curiosity floats gently, inviting calm and wonder as the sea's secrets begin to unfold. Close your eyes for a moment and take a quiet breath. Breathe in deeply. Feel the air trace its soft path through your body, then gently breathe out. Now, imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast sea, a place where the sky dips its toes into the water and stretches far beyond what your eyes can see. The ocean calls softly here, not with crashing waves or roaring storms, but with a whisper, subtle and unhurried. It's as if the sea is breathing, slowly and deeply, beneath the shimmer and sparkle of sunlight. You step forward, and the warm light fading beneath your feet tells a story of layers, mysteries hidden just beyond your sight. You might think you know the ocean well, the friendly waves lapping at the shore, the bright dance of fish beneath a coral reef, the soothing sounding surf, but that's only the first page of this watery book. Like a secret garden tucked behind tall hedges, the majority of the ocean remains hidden below, silent and still, guarding ancient stories in its depths. Beneath the sunlit surface lies a world unlike any other. It is vast, covering over 7% of our Earth's face, yet strangely unexplored, like a library where most of the books remain closed. Here, the water stretches downward, mile after mile, deeper than the tallest mountains reach high. If the ocean were a mountain, it would be Everest stacked 8 times over. And you, in your imagination, are beginning to descend its slopes. As you sink slowly beneath the waves, the world above fades, replaced by a slowing rhythm of your breath and the soft pressure of the water wrapping around your skin like a gentle cliff. The sun's bright fingers stretch less and less until at last they disappear entirely, leaving a deep velvet darkness. Weightless, your body feels light and free-floating in this cold, silent cradle. The ocean beneath you is divided into layers like delicate sheets of glass, stacked one atop another, each with its own light, temperature, and life. The first layer reaches about 650 feet, where sunlight still twinkles like a distant chandelier. Here, life is familiar. Colorful fish swim in schools, playful dolphins leap through waves, and coral blooms glow with life. But you don't linger. Here, you're ready to glide gently, down slowly, ever so slowly, and let your mind follow the ocean's own secret passage into the deep. Below the shimmering surface lies the twilight realm, a world tinted blue and dimmed, stretching down nearly 3,300 feet. In this mysterious zone, the fading light filters through like a fading song, soft and distant. Creatures born of this half-shadow have learned to see with immense eyes that gather every wisp of light, or to glow gently themselves, like tiny stars in a cosmic sea. The pressure here begins to press upon your body, whispering a quiet reminder. Deep means heavy, strong, and sometimes strange. Each 33 feet downward adds another weight, the invisible hands of the ocean pressing on every cell, every breath, every thought. You feel it now, a gentle holding, the ocean's silent heartbeat. Beyond that, deeper still, lies the midnight zone, a world where the sun has never reached. Imagine a place so dark that your hand is invisible, just inches away. The water here is cold, near freezing, and crushingly heavy, yet life pulses in slow rhythm. Fish drift with glowworms dangling like lanterns, and strange shapes pattern the blackness as if the ocean is painting its own dream. Here in this eternal night, life has discovered a power older than the Suna, secret language of light created from within. This is the dance of bioluminescence, where creatures glow not to burn, but to whisper, to signal, to hide, and sometimes to hunt. You imagine yourself surrounded by soft flickers, like fireflies in an endless dark forest underwater. Your body floats quietly as the crushing pressure learns to fade into the background. The ocean's cold is a constant companion now, cool as a whisper but steady and true. It slows your thoughts, and time seems to stretch. You feel connected to the soft pulse of the sea, to a deep rhythm older than all of us. Listen quietly now. The ocean has no rush. It moves with patience and grace, teaching you something precious: to be slow, to be still, and to listen deeply. The water tells you that life here does not hurry. It breathes gently, lives softly, and endures through time like an ancient lullaby. You begin to understand that the deep sea is not lonely. not silent, but full of stories. Stories written in light flickers, in the slow drift of creatures, in the push and pull of currents that circle the globe like a whispered secret. It holds life stranger than dreams, beautiful beyond words, resilient beyond measure. Every inch of this dark world is a testament to creativity, to survival, to unexpected abundance in places you never imagined. Soft-bodied creatures that look like clouds, eels with glowing beards, fish with eyes like green lanterns, all here, sharing this cold, quiet wilderness with you, as you drift with the current, slow and even, like a feather falling through water. You remember an ancient truth. Sometimes, the deepest mysteries aren't found by rushing, but by letting go and floating. Trusting the gentle pull of exploration at a pace the heart can hold. Feel your breath again, slow, soft, steady. Imagine the ocean's vast and secret depths, gently rocking you, a cradle of water, older than time itself. In this unfolding night of the sea, there is no hurry, no push, only the gentle invitation to lose yourself in wonder, to be soothed by silence, and to dream with open eyes. And now, as your journey has only just begun, you hold in your mind a quiet question, a whisper of curiosity that floats with the tide. What other secrets lie waiting, just beyond the shimmer of sight, in the endless, slow embrace of the deep? The ocean stretches out before you, vast and infinite, and you are ready to listen. Softly now, as you imagine the depths awaiting your return, let the ocean's lullaby carry you onward into rest. Tomorrow, the journey continues. The ocean's surface dazzles with light, but as you descend, the world softens into shadow and silence. Layer by layer, the sea turns from a sunlit garden into a twilight theater, then into a midnight realm where bioluminescent stars flicker through the deep velvet dark. Together, we drift through these layers, feeling their quiet moods and meeting the mysteries that live beyond the reach of the sun. As you settle deeper into your soft sleep space, breathe in gently, slow, smooth, and breathe out, releasing all tension. Now, imagine you are stepping beneath the shimmering ocean surface again. The world above, filled with sunlight and sky, feels distant, but just for a moment. The ocean is not just a single place, it's a layered storybook, and each chapter is a zone, a special world, defined by how far sunlight can travel, how cold the water gets, or how weighty the pressure becomes. Like walking down a stairway into silence, each layer ushers you into a new rhythm, a new kind of quiet. The first layer, closest to the sun, is called the epipelagic zone, or the sunlight zone. Imagine a wide crystal ballroom, vibrant with life, where sunlight pours in like gold. Here, the ocean dances with light plants called phytoplankton. Take this sunlight and turn it into energy through photosynthesis. They are the ocean's gardeners, invisible but essential, painting the world green and feeding countless creatures above and below them. You might picture the epipelagic zone as a sunlit meadow beneath the waves, filled with bright fish darting like quicksilver, dolphins leaping in joyous arcs, and the playful scatter of jellyfish drifting like delicate lanterns. This world feels familiar and alive, a place you could almost touch. But as you glide downward slowly, softly, like a leaf falling through water, the sunlight begins to thin. Blue is the last color that reaches down, slipping deeper than the reds, oranges, and greens that vanish within the first 100 feet. Below this sunlit dance floor, you enter the mesopelagic zone, sometimes called the twilight zone. This part of the ocean is draped in indigo shadows, the last fading echoes of light whispering their way through the dark. Imagine walking into a theater where the curtains are drawn halfway, the stage lit only by a gentle, bluish glow. Here, the sun's warmth no longer reaches, and plants can no longer photosynthesize. Instead, animals have developed extraordinary adaptations for the dim light and the cold. The creatures of this zone have grown large, sensitive eyes that look like shimmering glass, magnifying the faintest glimmers of light, as if searching for distant stars in the velvety darkness. Some creatures glow gently in the deep, creating their own lights, like tiny underwater lanterns. This magic is called bioluminescence, a gift from life to life. It's a quiet conversation of flickers and pulses, a language of light to be understood in a world without daytime. You might imagine the twilight zone as a place of mysteries, where shapes float slowly, drifting in and out of the blue shadows. Like ghostly dancers, life here moves carefully and patiently, conserving energy in a world where meals are few and far between. As you continue your slow descent, The last trace of natural sunlight burns out completely at about 3,300 feet, or 1,000 meters. From here on, you enter the Great Midnight Zone, the bathypelagic zone, where blackness envelops everything. This is a world where the ocean is no longer a garden or a theater, but a vast, eternal night. Imagine the sensation of being wrapped in the softest, thickest velvet, without the slightest hint of light or color. The water is near freezing, and the pressure presses on you with the weight of over 100 times what you feel at the surface. And yet, life persists. In this place where light has fled, many creatures have chosen clever and amazing ways to survive. Some have stopped relying on sight entirely, using long, sensitive tentacles or special sensors to feel vibrations and chemical traces, like fingertips brushing the shadows. Others have embraced the deep sea's dark gift and become living lighthouses, carrying their own soft, flickering glows. Some glow faintly like embers on a dying fire. Others flash sudden sparks of light to startle predators or communicate with family members. This glowing ballet creates an otherworldly light show, a chorus of signals in the deepest silence. Visualize the midnight zone as a vast black ocean, clouded with tiny light sparks, glowing eyes, trailing arms, and flickering pulses blinking quietly, like distant stars in a sky with no moon. You feel surrounded, calm, and quietly mesmerized by these gentle flickers. This is a slow, deliberate place. The creatures here do not rush. Their movements are measured and efficient. Life here is a slow dance of survival, timed to the rare moments when food drifts by or mates are found. As you breathe slowly, the stillness of this black world settles inside you. Time here feels different, not quick or urgent, but patient, deep, and very old. Descending even further beneath the midnight zone, you reach the abyssal zone, or the abyssal plain, stretching about 13,000 to 20,000 feet down. This word, abyss, means bottomless, and looking at it with your mind's eye, it feels like stepping off the edge into the infinite. Imagine standing on a vast plain, so quiet and cold that your breath seems to freeze before it leaves your lips. The water hovers just above freezing, and the crushing weight here is unimaginable, thousands of times heavier than the air you breathe. Here, life seems fragile, yet it endures against all odds. Strange creatures with ghostly, translucent bodies drift slowly by, some with ethereal fins and others clothed in soft, gelatinous armor. They seem almost like visitors from another world, yet they are perfectly at home. This deep place teaches you about resilience, the ability to adapt and thrive, even where comfort and warmth are scarce. You can almost feel the patient heartbeat of the ocean itself, echoing through the black stillness. Finally, the deepest, most secret place of all awaits, the Hadal pelagic zone, named after Hades, the mythic underworld. This zone includes the deepest trenches on Earth, places so remote they feel like the ocean's hidden basements. One famous trench, the Mariana Trench, plunges nearly 7 miles down, deeper than any airplane flies above the surface. Imagine floating here, at the bottom of Earth's great watery well, with no light, no warmth, just silence and immense pressure. Only a few creatures are tough enough to live here, and each one is a marvel of adaptation. Small fish with nearly see-through bodies, ghostly snails with bones so thin they seem almost fragile, yet strong enough to survive this crushing world. Imagine these creatures as the whispered guardians of the ocean's ancient secrets, living quietly in a place so dark and cold that time itself feels slowed, stretched, almost paused. As you imagine this journey through the ocean's layers, sunlight to twilight, midnight to abyss, and finally the Hadal deep, feel your breath slow, with the ocean's rhythm, steady and calm. Each layer offers a new world, a new story, softly told in terms of shrinking light and deepening dark. These layers remind us that the ocean is not one, but many realms stacked one above the other, each alive with strange, wondrous life. Now, as your mind floats gently at the edge of the abyss, imagine the ocean as a great slow-moving symphony, its currents weaving melodies in cold water and quiet shadows. And as you drift toward sleep, carry with you a gentle question. What light and life await discovery in the layers we have yet to reach? What stories ripple just beyond the veil of darkness? The ocean's layers are waiting for us, quietly and patiently, just like you. Now rest, and let the whispered lullabies of the deep sea carry you softly into your dreams. Imagine the earth pressing down on you with the force of an entire skyscraper. This is the deep sea's embrace. Yet beneath this crushing weight, life does not falter. Creatures soft as shadows, glowing like stars, and shaped by endless patience, have mastered the art of living with immense pressure, biting cold, and eternal night. In their quiet resilience, they reveal a profound lesson on strength and survival. Take a slow, deep breath, now. Feel your body fill with air, then release it gently, easing deeper into calm. Imagine yourself drifting down through the darkening ocean, farther than any human could dive without protection. You feel the weight of the water growing, an invisible hand pressing steadily on every part of you. Think for a moment. The pressure down here is immense, so intense it could flatten a car like a soda can. It's like the entire Empire State, building balanced lightly on your chest, but on every square inch of your skin. Yet somehow, down here in the deep, life endures with grace, amid conditions that would crush most surface creatures instantly. How can this be? How can delicate life survive where pressure is measured in hundreds, even thousands of times the weight at sea level? The answer lies in a quiet strength, flexibility. Deep-sea creatures are masters of adaptation, their bodies soft and squishy rather than hard and brittle. Imagine a small, squishy doll, able to be squeezed and bent gently without breaking. Unlike us, they have no air pockets inside that would collapse under pressure. Their shapes are shaped not by fight, but by flow. Take the blobfish, often misunderstood. When we see its droopy form near the surface, down in its home thousands of feet deep, it looks quite different, more like a graceful gelatinous cloud drifting on invisible currents. It doesn't need a strong skeleton because the sea's pressure supports its soft body perfectly. When brought up too quickly, the drastic change in pressure turns it into the sad, saggy shape we recognize. But down in the depths, it's perfectly adapted. Fluidity extends to their cells as well. The microscopic machinery inside them, enzymes, membranes must continue to work, even under intense squeezing. Imagine tiny machines inside your body, delicate and precise, yet built to keep running no matter how tightly packed the space becomes. These creatures have evolved special molecules and fats inside their cell membranes, allowing them to stay fluid and functional despite the cold and pressure. It's as if their very cells carry a secret recipe for survival, balancing softness with strength in perfect harmony. These membranes are like oil films that remain smooth and slippery even in freezing, crushing conditions. Some deep-sea fish have even replaced the gas bladders that other fish use to float. Gas bladders would implode under pressure, but deep dwellers use special oils in their bodies to control buoyancy, a biological swimsuit that never deflates. Pressure can be a challenge, but it's also a friend of some creatures. Their enzymes only activate properly deep down, under high pressure. Bring them to the surface, and they may stop working or even work. This is why our understanding of deep-sea life is limited. Many creatures we can't survive the journey up. Now imagine a creature called the Hadal snailfish, living at crushing depths over 26,000 feet. Its body is nearly translucent, its bones fragile and thin like glass. Yet it thrives where pressure would crush and cold would freeze most others. Scientists have discovered unique proteins within its cells that help prevent damage, acting like natural antifreeze combined with molecular cushions to keep its cells intact. Even microscopic life flourishes here. Some bacteria thrive happily at pressures over 1,000 times what we feel. These extremophiles live near hydrothermal vents where boiling hot water meets 0 degrees C. They use chemical reactions instead of sunlight to create energy, a reminder that life's spark is not limited to warmth or light. You might wonder how these creatures move in such a demanding world. Movement costs precious energy and oxygen, both scarce resources in the deep. So many animals remain still or move slowly, waiting patiently for food or an opportunity. Patience here is survival's greatest ally. Consider the anglerfish, with its glowing lure bobbing like a soft beacon in the dark. It waits motionless, enticing curious prey to come closer. The world below doesn't reward speed as much as careful, energy-efficient waiting. Some of the deepest ocean's inhabitants, like certain amphipods and isopods, have even incorporated metals like aluminum into their armor, mining their own protection from seawater. Imagine a tiny creature donning glowing armor forged from the very ocean around it. Nature's own deep-sea Iron Man. Another marvel is the vampire squid, whose delicate arms can glow softly, and when threatened, it envelops itself in glowing mucus, vanishing into the dark like a ninja throwing a glitter bomb. Its slow-floating dance pulses with gentle bioluminescence, a quiet glow to keep it safe. Pressure, cold, and darkness combine to create a silent symphony that shapes life's rhythm. Growth is slow, hearts beat calmly, metabolisms hum softly. Many deep-sea creatures live for decades or centuries, aging like ancient trees in a fog-wrapped forest, their pace deep and measured. The Greenland shark, one of the slowest creatures known, swims icy Arctic depths for centuries, perhaps as long as 400 years. Its life is a glacial waltz, unfolding slowly beneath the waves, while the world above changes like seasons in a dream. All these adaptations, soft bodies, slow moves, glowing signals, are life's quiet triumph over extremes. As you feel your body sinking deeper into rest, imagine how the deep sea teaches us about resilience and grace. Pressure need not break you. Darkness need not silence you. Even in the coldest loneliness, life finds a way to survive, to shine, to thrive. Now, as your breath slows, imagine the ocean's pressure as a gentle embrace rather than a weight, a quiet hug that has cradled life for millions of years. And, as you drift towards sleep, hold this gentle thought close. Beneath mountains of water, in endless night, life does not just endure, it blossoms quietly, softly, beautifully. And now, quietly resting in the ocean's embrace, you wonder, what other mysteries has the deep sea learned to master, waiting patiently for us to discover them? In the deep sea's eternal night, silence reigns, but life still finds a way to speak. Without sunlight or sound, creatures have invented a dazzling language of light, chemical whispers, subtle touches, and brief glimmers. From blinking jellyfish to glowing lures, the deep ocean hums with quiet communication, a hidden conversation beneath the waves. Now, take a deep, slow breath. Feel the calm settle. We're descending further into the deep sea, deeper than sunlight can ever reach, into a world where sight and sound as you know them are no longer enough. Imagine being in a place so dark it feels like the blackest velvet, endless and eternal. The silence here is profound. There is no wind to rustle, no calls of birds, no waves breaking on rocks. Sound behaves differently under crushing pressure and in freezing cold. It travels far, yes, but without the familiar echoes or conversations we expect on land. For the creatures living here, the usual tools of communication, bright colors, loud calls, or complex gestures, are often useless. Instead, they have invented new ways to speak and listen, ways beautiful in their simplicity and elegance. Let's begin with sound. Though deep sea creatures rarely compose songs like whales do near the surface, some fish create gentle pulses, or clicks using muscles to vibrate parts of their bodies. These sounds are soft, like tapping on a wall to say, "I'm here." These signals may announce territory, warn of danger, or declare readiness to mate, a secret knock in the vast dark corridors of the ocean. Some tiny shrimp, known as snapping shrimp, are the ocean's own fireworks makers, snapping their claws so fast they create a burst of sound powerful enough to stun prey or startle predators. This rapid pop emits a sharp sound wave, a message sent with tiny underwater firecrackers. But even these sounds pale compared to the language of light. The most fascinating form of deep-sea communication, bioluminescence, is nature's own flashlight, a mysterious, enchanting glow created by living creatures. Far from a mere trick, it lights up the deep sea like an invisible neon city, casting shimmering signals in a world without sunlight. Imagine two jellyfish drifting close in the deep. One flashes a brief pattern of twinkles. The other replies with a dance of flickering pulses. These light shows might mean hello, stay away, or I'm ready. Each species has its own glowing Morse code, a silent conversation painted in blues and greens, the ocean's colors that travel furthest. Some fish wear lights like name tags, rows of glowing dots along their bodies. These patterns help lantern fish recognize each other in the dark or navigate the intricate dance of school formations. Like swimmers wearing secret badges only friends can read, squid can pulse their entire bodies with bright waves of light, creating underwater discos that dazzle, warn off rivals, or entice mates. Imagine a soft disco ball floating in the black, flickering messages that say everything words cannot. Within this symphony of light, some colors have special roles. Blue and green glow is common because these wavelengths travel farthest underwater. but a remarkable few creatures, like the dragonfish, can see and produce red light, a secret spotlight invisible to most neighbors. It's like having night vision goggles, allowing the dragonfish to hunt silently, unseen. Bioluminescence also serves survival in many forms. Some animals use it to disappear. Imagine a fish creating light on its belly that perfectly matches the faint glow above, erasing its shadow so predators below see nothing but endless dark. This is called counter-illumination, deep-sea stealth technology. Others use bright bursts of light to confuse or startle attackers, like firing underwater, flare guns, or leaving glowing clouds behind them like smoke bombs to escape. The deep-sea shrimp squirts glowing blue ink. The vampire squid sprays glowing mucus before vanishing into shadows, a disappearing act perfected in darkness. Light is not the only language. Chemical signals, like underwater perfumes, spread quietly. Through the water, creatures release pheromones, chemical messages that drift slowly, guiding potential mates across vast empty spaces. Some fish and invertebrates have special senses finely tuned to detect and interpret these delicate trails, following invisible threads through the dark. Imagine following a scent trail in a dense forest blindfolded, knowing who left it, thanks to the nuances in the perfume. The deep sea is an invisible garden of such messages, guiding life in a manner both delicate and vital. Touch and body language also play roles where touch is possible. Squid and octopuses can change their skins, texture and color, sending tactile signals during close encounters. Crustaceans flick claws or wave antennae to express threats or friendship. These gestures often combine with scent and light, crafting rich, multisensory conversations without a single sound. Even electric signals are part of this hidden lexicon. Some fish generate weak electric fields around their bodies. Variations in these fields can say, "I'm here, back off," or "let's hunt together." It's a silent code pulsing invisibly through the water. Mating perhaps the greatest conversation of Alice, especially challenging in the vast, dark, deep sea. Life is sparse. Encounters with others of the same species are rare and precious. Many creatures have evolved heightened sensitivity to detect the faintest signals, flashes of bioluminescent light, chemical trails lasting days, or even the ability to permanently tether themselves to a mate, like the deep-sea anglerfish's tiny males who fuse to their females to ensure union never ends. Their strange, intimate arrangement may seem unusual to us, but it's a perfect solution in a world where meeting again is nearly impossible. So as you breathe deeply and let sleep draw near, imagine a hidden world humming glowing flashes, gentle taps, drifting scents, flickers of presence, all weaving a fabric of connection beneath the waves. This is the language of the deep sea. Quiet, subtle, beautiful, a conversation without sound, a dance of lights and signals in eternal night. Now rest, carried gently by this silent symphony, letting the language of light guide you into deep, peaceful dreams. In the deep sea, time flows differently. Here, growth is measured in centuries, movements are languid, and evolution is a patient artist. Life unfolds at a gentle pace, shaped by cold, darkness, and scarcity. A slow dance of survival that tests endurance and celebrates quiet resilience. Start now. As you settle deeper into serenity, picture the deep ocean once more, that vast silent world beneath the waves. Imagine that the hand of time moves slowly here, not in hours or days, but in ages and epochs, through a rhythm so measured it seems almost eternal. Why does time slow down in the deep sea? The first answer is the cold. The deep ocean hovers just above freezing, between about 2 and 4 degrees Celsius, 35 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold slows down everything: chemical reactions, metabolism, muscle movement. It's like trying to bake a cake in an oven that barely warms. The process takes far longer, and the results unfold slowly. In this chilly abyss, creatures have adapted by lowering their metabolic rates, conserving precious energy in a world where food is scarce. They grow slowly, often just a few centimeters a year. They age slowly too, living for decades, sometimes even centuries. Some deep-sea fish and corals have lifespans that stretch beyond human memory. Consider the Greenland shark, gliding through the Arctic's icy waters at a pace so deliberate, it grows a mere centimeter or two a year, yet can live for potentially 400 years or more, making it one of the oldest living vertebrates, a silent witness to centuries passing. It lives through whole human histories without rush or haste. Cold is only part of the story. Pressure weighs upon all life down here, a relentless force that limits quick changes. Evolution in the deep ocean is a game of tiny steps taken with caution over millions of years. The deep, crushing weight of water does not favor bold leaps, but careful, patient adaptations. Food scarcity demands patience as well. Meals arrive as rare gifts, often weeks or months apart, carried down in the drifting drift of marine snow or rare events like a whale fall, a giant body sinking to the sea floor, to nourish entire ecosystems for decades. When calories are precious, life chooses efficiency over speed. Many deep-sea creatures conserve energy by moving slowly or not at all. They don't chase or flee in bursts, but move with dreamlike elegance, as if underwater ballerinas suspended in slow motion. Their long lives are a testament to this steady, slow rhythm. Yet slow does not mean inactive. Life pulses quietly but persistently. Deep-sea corals, some older than the pyramids, continue their gentle growth, layer by tenderness layer. In the dark, ancient living fossils, such as certain fish lineages and invertebrates, have remained remarkably unchanged for millions of years, shaped by this patient tempo. But even in this realm of slowness, surprises abound. Hydrothermal vents, pockets of boiling heat and chemical energy, create dynamic, fast-changing oases in the cold dark. Here, life adapts and evolves more swiftly, driven by chemical richness and sudden change. Still, the deep sea's overall pace favors long patience, waiting, growing, evolving at a pace that would make even the calmest tortoise seem hurried above the waves. Deep-sea sediments form a natural archive, layers of dust and tiny fossils recording Earth's history, catastrophic impacts, climate shifts, mass extinctions, an ocean memory stretching far beyond human lifetimes. This slow unfolding of evolution in history is a quiet marvel, a humble symphony playing beneath the waves. It reminds us that in a world obsessed with speed and instant results, patience holds its own power. So, as you breathe deeply and close your eyes, picture the slow dance of life and time beneath the ocean surface. Imagine ancient creatures silently moving through the dark, slow-motion ballet of survival, their lives entwined with the steady, unhurried heartbeat of the deep-sea dot. And as you drift into sleep, remember that beneath the unaware tides and bustling skylines above, a world exists where time itself seems to pause, a place where ancient life endures, beautiful, strange, and endlessly patient. May your dreams be as calm and timeless as the deep, a space where the slow rhythms of the sea carry you peacefully into rest. Food in the deep sea is a rare and precious gift. Without sunlight, plants do not grow, and meals come as unpredictable offerings. From drifting marine snow to the spectacular bonanza of a whale fall, deep-sea creatures have mastered slow, clever, and ingenious ways to eat, conserve energy, and survive. This is a story of resilience and quiet ingenuity amid scarcity. As you breathe gently and drift deeper into calm, imagine the deep sea, miles beneath sunlight's reach, a realm of endless night and starvation. Here, the luxury of a meal is uncertain, appearing seldom like a gentle gift from above or a rare chance encounter. You might think the ocean floor is covered in food, but in truth, it's a place of scarcity. Food is patchy, hidden, and often precious. Life in the deep is a careful balancing act. How to survive when every bite counts. Survival begins with what falls from above. Marine snow, not frozen crystals but countless tiny bits of life and death, drifts slowly downward. Dead plankton, algae fragments, fecal pellets, mucus threads, even pieces of long-gone creatures, all descend in a slow, constant shower, blanketing the seafloor in fragile gifts. These microscopic flakes might seem insignificant alone, but together they form the backbone of deep-sea food chains. Fine filter feeders catch this snow, small predators eat those feeders, and so on, traveling up through the webs of life. The quiet custodians of the deep worms, brittle stars, sea cucumbers, and tiny crustaceans, sweep these crumbs from the sediment with feathery arms and sticky nets. They are the janitors of the abyss, cleaning up what the surface leaves behind. Yet sometimes, the deep sea feasts on something far grander. When a whale dies and sinks, that massive body becomes an extraordinary banquet lasting decades. This phenomenon, called a whale fall, transforms the barren sea floor. At first, voracious scavengers arrive, sharks, hagfish, giant amphipods, stripping flesh swiftly in a feeding frenzy. Then come smaller opportunists. Worms and crustaceans burrow into the sediment, eating oily remains and burgeoning bacteria. Finally, specialized bacteria break down bone lipids, releasing chemicals like hydrogen sulfide that fuel a chemosynthetic community. Tube worms, clams, and other extraordinary creatures that live not by light but by chemicals from decay. A cycle of death, reborn to life beneath the waves. But whale falls are rare luxuries. Most deep-sea creatures rely on efficiency, patience, and clever adaptations to make the most of infrequent meals. Digestion is slow. What might feed a surface animal for a day can sustain a deep dweller for a week or more. Many can endure months without food. Conserving every calorie. Movement is deliberate and minimal. Ambush predators such as tripod fish wait motionless for prey, detecting faint vibrations with long, sensitive fins. Deep-sea jellyfish float with tentacles extended, passively snaring whatever comes near. The anglerfish is perhaps the most dramatic. With its glowing lure waving like a tiny lantern in the dark, it entices curious prey right into its cavernous jaws. One fish, fishing rod. Scavenging is essential. 2. Some creatures roam the seafloor, sniffing out any bits of edible material. Others hitch rides on larger animals, feeding on scraps. A grim but effective lifestyle. Some feed with surprising tricks. The Venus flytrap anemone, for example, snaps shut on anything that touches its ring of tentacles, digesting the unlucky capture in eerie silence. Worms, sea cucumbers, and tiny crustaceans specialize in detritus, nibbling on partially decomposed organic matter with finely tuned feeding structures. Strangest of all are the bone-eating worms, or zombie worms. They have no mouths or stomachs, but send root-like filaments into fallen bones to absorb nutrients supplied by symbiotic bacteria. It's less eating and more like ghostly farming. Even in this slow, sparse world, carnivory prevails. Giant squid hunt fish and smaller squid. The dragonfish pierces prey with needle-sharp teeth. Octopuses, usually solitary, take their chance at hunting when possible. Ambush, stealth, surprisal matter more than speed. Despite the scarcity, the deep sea teems with life that moves slowly but relentlessly, fueled by ingenuity and resilience. So as you drift toward dreams, imagine marine snow falling gently, the quiet movement of sea cucumbers, the soft pulse of a squid's fin. Life here is slow, muted, and patient. Every flake a feast, every scrap a treasure. In the silent dark, life is a quiet feast, and survival, a masterpiece of subtlety. Let your breath slow with the rhythm of deep-sea life, and your mind rest in the silent patience of the abyss. In the cold, dark expanse of the deep sea, rare bursts of life and warmth emerge from hydrothermal vents, underwater chimneys, spewing superheated mineral-rich fluids. These extraordinary oases host unique ecosystems powered not by sunlight, but by chemical energy. Here, life thrives in the shadow of volcanoes, revealing nature's resilience and astonishing adaptability. Take a slow breath in, and imagine the ocean floor far beneath the surface, silent and black, seemingly empty. Then, almost mysteriously, the darkness is broken by a faint shimmer, a curling plume of superheated water rising like smoke from a ghostly chimney. You have arrived at a hydrothermal vent. These remarkable features are cracks in the Earth's crust where seawater seeps deep underground, warms from magma, then rises back into the cold abyss with a chemical-rich scalding breath. Temperatures can soar beyond 350 degrees Celsius, hotter than boiling water on the surface. Yet here, under crushing pressure, the water remains liquid, an enormous pressure cooker hidden in the ocean's depths. What pours out of these vents is not just heat but a cocktail of dissolved minerals, iron, hydrogen sulfide, methane. When the superheated water meets the near-freezing seawater, it cools rapidly, releasing smoke-like black or white clouds around these vents. Life blossoms in dazzling abundance. Unlike most ecosystems, where plants use sunlight to grow, these communities rely on chemosynthesis, a process where microbes convert chemicals from vent fluids into energy. These vents host ecosystems seemingly alien but thoroughly earthly. Life without sun, fueled by the fiery breath of the planet itself. Towering among these vents stand giant tubeworms, Riftia pachopilla. At first glance, they look like bright red underwater flowers swaying in slow currents. Their plumes aren't petals, they are gill-like organs that absorb oxygen, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide. These tube worms have no mouth, no stomach, no digestive system. Instead, they house chemosynthetic bacteria within an organ called the trophosome. The bacteria feast on the vent's chemicals, nourishing their host in a perfect symbiosis, partnership of survival in this extreme world. Alongside tube worms flourish giant clams and mussels, vent crabs, shrimp, and squat lobsters. Many of these crustaceans are blind or nearly so, their eyes reduced or absent, replaced by specialized sensors detecting faint light or chemical cues. Yes, the vents glow faintly, not with flashlight light, but with a ghostly infrared shimmer. Some creatures use this dim glow like beacons, guiding their way in the pitch black. These vent communities have rewritten what we thought life could be. Before their discovery in the 1970s, science believed sunlit photosynthesis was the foundation of all ecosystems. Hydrothermal vents changed that, revealing life's astonishing ability to harness chemical energy. This discovery became a beacon of hope for astrobiology, the study of life beyond Earth. If life can thrive without sun here, might it exist in the dark oceans beneath moons such as Europa, or stay a little longer here, amidst the tall chimneys encrusted with worms and mollusks, where colors from white to orange and blue ripple across bacterial mats? These dense oases punctuate the barren seafloor like underwater gardens, fragile, vibrant, extraordinary. But these wonders are vulnerable. Vents can shift, cool, or stop flowing, and when they do, the community collapses, animals perish or move away. The delicate balance depends on conditions that can vanish without warning. Humans, too, are becoming part of this story. Deep-sea mining companies eye the vent fields for their rich mineral deposits: copper, gold, rare earth elements needed for electronics and green technologies. Mining threatens these ecosystems before we fully know them, risking the loss of unknown species and entire habitats. Still, scientists and conservationists strive to understand and protect these hidden worlds. New explorations bring fresh discoveries and underscore the need for balance between curiosity and care. So the next time your mind journeys to the deep, picture the fiery breath of Earth alive beneath the waves, the glowing vents, the ghostly tube worms, the blind crabs scuttling over shimmering rocks. Here, in the planet's restless heart, life finds a way to glow, to thrive, to speak its silent, brilliant secret. Where there is energy, even in darkness, there is hope. As you exhale, slowly, carry the quiet strength of these fiery oases with you into peaceful dreams, a reminder that life's resilience shines brightest in the most unexpected places. In the silent, pitch-black depths of the ocean, where sound and sight are limited, deep-sea creatures have evolved extraordinary ways to communicate. Through subtle signals, vibrations, bioluminescent flashes, chemical trails, and even electric fields, they connect, warn, court, and navigate in a world where traditional senses falter. As you settle deeper into calm, imagine the deep sea once more, as a quiet void, but as a world humming with hidden conversations. There is no breeze to carry a whisper, no sunlit forest for shimmering gestures. Down here, in the eternal night, striking up a conversation is a profound challenge. Sound travels well underwater, far better than through air, yet the deep's crushing pressure, cold, and density change how noise behaves. Whales, in the upper ocean, can call across vast distances, but in the true deep, many animals cannot produce complex sounds. Instead, they make subtle vibrations. Muscle twitches near swim bladders produce hums or clicks, like gentle knocks on underwater walls, signaling presence, warnings, or readiness to mate. Then there are the snapping shrimp, the tiny firework makers of the deep. They snap claws at lightning speed, creating collapsing bubbles that emit sharp sound bursts. These noises can stun prey, startle foes, or send coded messages across the watery darkness, like Morse code sent with underwater firecrackers. Still, sound is often less reliable than the quiet language of light. Recall the bioluminescence we met earlier, nature's built-in flashlight, but it is far more than illumination. It is communication. Imagine two jellyfish drifting closer, exchanging bursts of light that say, "I see you, beware," or "let's mate." These flashes are species, or even individual-specific, secret Morse code of the deep. Fish-like lantern, fish sport patterned glowing organs, their shimmering signatures helping them recognize friends, find mates, and stay in schools. It's a glowing name tag in a vast dark auditorium. Some squid pulse their whole bodies in radiant waves. A disco party of light, announcing presence or warning rivals. Shrimp may send sudden flares to blind and distract predators, buying an escape. Deep-sea jellyfish release glowing filaments into the water, like sparkly breadcrumbs marking a thief fleeing unseen. Certain species even defy the usual blue-green glow. The Tomopterus worm's yellow bioluminescence is rare and enigmatic, painting the depths with golden streaks, like a fantasy come alive. The vampire squid dazzles with lights from its arms, head, and eyes. When threatened, it wraps itself in glowing webbing and releases clouds of luminous mucosa ninja, disappearing in a glitter bomb. The dragonfish appends the rules by producing red light, invisible to most deep-sea creatures. It uses this secret lantern as night vision goggles, silently hunting unseen prey. Bioluminescent signals form in intricate language flashes, patterns, rhythms, all whispering urgency, invitation, warning, or love. But light is not the only way to communicate here. Chemical signaling reigns in the deep as well. Many animals release pheromones, chemical scents drifting in the water, invisible but potent, guiding mates across kilometers of darkness. Special organs detect these faint trails, allowing creatures to follow and find one another in the vast abyss. Some even coordinate group behavior through chemical messages. Schools of lanternfish or swarms of shrimp move together like choreographed dancers, avoiding predators or converging on food by silent chemical whispers. Electric communication adds another layer. Certain deep-sea fish create weak electric fields, the world and signaling friends with subtle changes in frequency or intensity. It's an electric handshake, a hello, or a back-off woven through the currents. Surprisingly, body language persists even here. Squid and octopuses change skin texture and pose limbs to signal intentions during close encounters. Crustaceans wave antennae and flick claws, pairing touch and chemical cues into multisensory messages. Here I am. Respect me, don't bite. Mating demands heightened communication. In a sparsely populated abyss, finding a partner is rare and precious. Some creatures display complex light shows. Others follow chemical scents for long distances. And some, like the anglerfish, solve the problem permanently, fusing with their mates in perpetual union. In this deep, dark world, communication is about efficiency, patience, and subtlety. Sight, sound, and proximity are unreliable tools. Instead, flickers of light, silent vibrations, chemical scents, and electric pulses become the quiet poetry of connection. So, as your breathing slows and your eyes close, imagine a deep-sea scene, where two glowing dots pulse across the black. Scent drifts unseen with the current, and in the quiet black, life whispers, waits, and connects. In the deep sea, communication is not noise. It is presence, a delicate message sent into the vast dark, hoping someone, somewhere, hears. Let this quiet language of the deep guide you gently into rest, a reminder that even in stillness, connection finds a way. In the deep sea, time flows differently. Life moves slowly under crushing pressure, in icy cold and eternal darkness. Growth, movement, reproduction, and evolution unfold at an unhurried pace. This slow tempo nurtures ancient creatures, long-lived species, and resilient ecosystems, a quiet symphony of life in slow motion. Take a soft breath in, and let your mind settle into the deep, dark ocean, where time itself seems to stretch and slow. Here, everything moves gently, deliberately, as though the deep sea follows a different clock, one tuned to patience, endurance, and quiet strength. Why is that? One simple reason stands out: cold. In the depths, the water hovers just above freezing, mostly between 2 and 4 degrees Celsius. This icy chill slows down the chemical reactions that power life. Muscles contract sluggishly, enzymes twist more slowly, and metabolism grinds to a careful crawl. Imagine trying to bake a cake in an oven that can barely reach lukewarm. The cake will take ages, if it even bakes properly at all. Deep-sea fish and invertebrates have adapted to this cold. Their enzymes are specialized to stay flexible and active in icy waters, like biological antifreeze. But this comes at a price. Their chemistry becomes fragile to warmth. A few degrees rise can cause collapse. Pressure plays its role, too. The immense weight of the water, sometimes over 1,000 times the pressure at sea level, limits sudden changes. Evolution here is cautious, moving through small, patient steps. Food scarcity shapes this tempo as well. Meals come rarely, unpredictably. In such conditions, there's no rush. Growing fast or expending energy on frantic hunting is a costly gamble. Take the Greenland shark, a deep-sea relic of cold northern waters. It grows only a few centimeters per year and can live for centuries, some believed to be over 400 years old. Slowly drifting through icy seas, it outlives empires and civilizations, unfolding and fading above. Across the deep sea, corals and sponges unfurl their forms at glacial speeds. Some corals live for thousands of years, growing long before the first pyramids were built, and still quietly filtering the ocean's lifeblood. This slow pace isn't stagnancy, it's a deliberate survival strategy, a quiet power. In the deep sea, time is measured not by hours or days, but by ages and epochs. Life unfolds in slow motion, evolution, growth, reproduction, all in cadence with the still stability of the cold, dark world. Some creatures seem like living fossils, their ancient forms barely changed over millions of years, perfectly adapted to constant conditions. Others innovate slowly, developing extraordinary adaptations, glowing lights, gelatinous bodies, chemical languages, in this patient dance. And yet, even here, bursts of change erupt at dynamic hotspots like hydrothermal vents, where chemical energy floods the seafloor. Evolution can speed up. Microbes can adapt in months or years. A small pocket in the vast deep sea shimmers with rapid transformation and fierce competition. Still, life mostly moves gently in the deep. The layers of sediment that slowly settle on the ocean floor are archives of Earth's history, fossils, and chemical clues layered in the dark, waiting quietly to tell their stories. Between dramatic moments, asteroid impacts, climate shifts, lies long stillness, sometimes lasting millions of years. This slow rhythm teaches us a simple truth. In a world obsessed with speed, sometimes slow can be powerful. So as you breathe out, sinking deeper into calm, picture the ancient, slow life of the deep sea. Imagine how centuries pass as a blink. Lifetimes stretch beyond human memory. Imagine corals older than the pyramids, sharks wiser than empires, and quiet life unfolding in shadowy stillness beneath the waves. Here, time isn't a race, it is a quiet, unhurried symphony, a slow motion, ballet danced beneath sunless waves. Let this poem of slow time bring a gentle ease to your heart, a reminder that sometimes the deepest strength lies in the softest, slowest rhythms. Humanity's quest to explore the deep sea is a slow, careful journey into a realm once bathed only in myth and mystery. From early expeditions to advanced technology, we've discovered a hidden world full of surprises. Yet, despite our progress, most of the deep ocean remains unexplored, presenting both challenges and immense promise for science, discovery, and stewardship. Imagine yourself at the edge of a vast, dark frontier fathoms beneath the waves, where sunlight never reaches, and pressure weighs you down like a mountain. For most of human history, this deep sea was a place of legend. Ancient sailors told tales of sea monsters, fathomed depths veiled in uncertainty and fear. Knowledge came only from what floated to the surface or was hauled up unexpectedly by fishermen. It wasn't until the 19th century that science took up the challenge of the deep. The HMS Challenger expedition, from 1872 to 1876, embarked on a pioneering voyage covering nearly 70,000 miles. They took deep-sea soundings, dredged unknown regions, and collected astonishing specimens. This monumental journey confirmed life thrived in the deep ocean and laid the foundation for oceanography as we know it. But sampling by buckets and nets was only the beginning. The 20th century marked the birth of technology, capable of withstanding the ocean's punishing pressures. The bathysphere, a steel sphere lowered by cable into the depths, offered the first human eyes on deep-sea life. In 1934, William Beebe and Otis Barton descended over 3,000 feet off Bermuda, glimpsing a ghostly world of glowing fish and drifting shapes that captured imaginations worldwide. Technology leapt further with the bathyscaphe, most famously the Trieste in the 1950s and 60s. In 1960, Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh reached the bottom of the Mariana Trench, nearly 11,000 meters down. Their silent plunge into the Challenger deep revealed a flat, muddy landscape and a small shrimp-like creature, proving human curiosity could overcome even the most extreme environments. Since then, deep-sea exploration has expanded with remotely operated vehicles ROVs and autonomous underwater vehicles AUVs that dive deeper, stay longer, and explore places no diver ever could. Equipped with robotic arms, high-resolution cameras, and sensitive sensors, these machines have unveiled hydrothermal vents, ancient shipwrecks, and entire ecosystems previously unknown. Scientists have even devised pressurized collection containers, deep-sea aquariums that maintain native habitat pressure, allowing fragile creatures to survive the journey to the surface. Studying these animals has yielded breakthroughs: pressure-resistant enzymes, glowing proteins used in medical imaging, and insights into life's adaptability. Yet, despite this progress, the ocean below remains largely uncharted, over 80% unexplored. The reasons are clear: the deep sea is vast, dark, cold, and immensely hostile to humans and technology alike. Pressure can crush submarines like soda cans, and the darkness blinds even our best cameras. It's expensive, dangerous, and technically challenging to explore, but every expedition brings new wonders, previously unknown species, glimpses of ecosystems fueled by chemical energy instead of sunlight, evidence of human impact, and hints toward the ocean's role in global climate and history. Exploration is also revealing human footprints in the deep: plastic pollution, ghost fishing nets, noise, and the impending threat of deep-sea mining. There is a growing call among scientists, governments, and environmental groups to protect the deep sea. Marine protected areas are being proposed and established. International bodies like the International Seabed Authority work to regulate mining and resource extraction, striving to balance discovery with respect and care. Public awareness is rising, thanks in part to stunning documentaries, photographs, books, and citizen science. The future holds promises of even more advanced technology: long-term seafloor observatories that monitor seismic activity, ocean chemistry, and the subtle dance of deep life in real time. High-resolution mapping projects aim to chart every canyon and ridge. Cataloging every species remains a monumental goal. As you imagine a submarine gently descending through layers of black water, its lights cutting swaths through darkness, think of robotic arms carefully reaching toward a coral no human has ever seen. Picture the blinking eyes of a curious squid peering back in exploring the deep sea. We are not just discovering new worlds, we are rediscovering Earth itself, connected intimately to the surface and to us. The deep sea is not a distant alien realm. It's part of our planet's heartbeat, regulating climate, circulating nutrients, storing carbon, and housing life in strange and beautiful forms. And as human activity reaches the abyss, the question remains: how will we protect this ancient, fragile world? As you drift peacefully now, let your thoughts echo the vast unknown beneath the waves and the gentle promise of discovery, respect, and wonder.